Welcome back to Reality NSFW. And before we get started, here's a quick word from one of our sponsors.
This episode is brought to you by Four Sigmatic, a wellness company that is known for its delicious mushroom coffee. That's right, I've been drinking mushroom coffee for the first time my entire life this week, and I love it. Now, Four Sigmatic's mushroom coffee is real, organic, fair trade, single origin Arabica coffee. That's right. With lion's mane mushroom for productivity and chaga mushroom for immune support. So, in case you've been wondering, I've been starting my day with Four Sigmatic's ground mushroom coffee with lion's mane instead of regular coffee, and I love how it helps me focus so I can get shit done. It's amazing, and I absolutely feel an uptick in my productivity every time I drink it. It helps me focus like nothing else. Mushroom coffee is easy on my gut and doesn't leave me with that awful jittery feeling or midday crash. All Four Sigmatic products are organic, vegan, and gluten-free. Plus, every single batch is third-party lab tested to ensure its purity and safety, so you know you're getting the highest quality coffee and mushrooms possible. Now, you're probably thinking, does this coffee taste like mushrooms? I can guarantee it tastes like the coffee that you love. It brews dark and nutty and tastes incredible. And over 20,000 five-star reviews, and best of all, Four Sigmatic backs their products with a 100% money-back guarantee. Love every sip or get your money back. Now, we've worked out an exclusive offer with Four Sigmatic on their best-selling mushroom coffee, but this is just for Reality NSFW listeners. So get up to 40% off plus free shipping on mushroom coffee bundles. To claim this deal, you must go to foursigmatic.com/survivor. This offer is only for Reality NSFW listeners and is not available on their regular website. Once again, save up to 40% and get free shipping. So go right now to foursigmatic.com/survivor. They love it when we use that. And fuel your productivity and creativity with some delicious mushroom coffee.
And here we are, well caffeinated, in a special afternoon recording edition of Reality NSFW, talking about the challenge, episode 9. And right off the bat, I want to address a couple things. First of all, anyone who was looking for us live last night at 10 p.m. like we normally are, my apologies. I got vaccinated yesterday, and I was feeling a little lethargic. So we really appreciate everyone who is shifting their time with us, as I think I'm the only nerd who uses the phrase time shifted, as Jonny pointed out last time. So that's number one. And number two, Marie's not here again. And I have some bad news. Marie Rhoda is no longer watching this season of the challenge, and she is not interested. But if she does catch an episode, she's going to join us again. But I wouldn't count on it.
Wow. I like our chances of Marie venturing back for an episode or two. So fingers crossed.
Yeah, I think so. I have high hopes.
Yeah, I have to throw this out here at the beginning of the show. I usually have a big Super Bowl party because of COVID. I just had my my core group of game night friends. You know, four of us, 4 people that usually come over for game night. They came over, and I had my one friend Rachel from Asheville, who is basically self-quarantined for about 9 months, and she was like, "Are you sure you guys are safe?" And so she came. And she ended up staying a couple extra days because she was doing some work for my friend Scott, who's been mentioned on some of the podcasts over the years. And she woke up Monday morning and she was like, "Do you mind if I make some coffee?" And I go, "Actually, I have all these options, but I don't know if you've ever tried this." And she goes, foursigmatic.com/survivor. She brought Four Sigmatic coffee with her from Asheville, and she's been drinking it ever since she heard us do the first commercial.
That's incredible. It is really that good. I genuinely love their coffee, so that's awesome.
Yeah. How crazy is that?
That is wild.
So anyway,
I'm gonna die if I see any of my friends with some Bluechews walking around or
well, I'd like to believe that they're freshly manscaped if they do have a Bluechew in their pocket.
I hope so.
All right. So the previously on intro, was that Nani? I wasn't even sure. That was the worst one this season.
Yeah, no, I'm not even sure who it was.
It was either Nani or Teresa. Like the camera was that far back. They were on and it was, it was on an exercise, but and I mean, like we've seen some fun ones. I mean, the big T, of course, being the best by far. But wow, come on, guy. I mean, like I just felt like they were on their way out the door. They're like, oh, real quick.
Hey, you know what? We either get a really, really great daily mission or we get a really great previously on. I'll take the great mission.
Okay, well, I think that was our that was our trade for the week. So the episode starts, and I don't know how much you've been paying attention to this over the season, but I jot down notes. Sometimes I mention it during the podcast, sometimes I don't. But the music bed throughout this season has been so incredible. I mean, going back to NXS on one of the early episodes, and this episode begins with "Never Say Die," the Iron Eagle song. Holy moly! What memories are being? I mean, Iron Eagle. Come on, good
awesome
stuff.
Yeah, I unfortunately am one of the losers who watches the challenge on Amazon, and all the music is stripped away, so I get no music.
Really?
Yeah, it's fucking awful. MTV, this is what makes people want to pirate your shows. Come on. Why do we not have the music on the services where you buy it? It's not on iTunes. It's not on Amazon Prime. They strip it all.
Wow. That is crazy. Well, just imagine the Iron Eagle theme song going on in the background as they walk back into the house.
I know. That sounds so cool. That's frustrating. Yeah, there was one episode where Marie was sending me like recordings from her phone of the TV so I could hear the music with the scene because I didn't know what was going on.
Oh, wow. It ended with there was a Leah Rose cover of Take On Me for the final crater battle with Teresa and Casey.
Yeah, that would have made that scene so much better.
Huge. I mean, because I'm sitting there like you hear the everyone knows the chorus of Take On Me. But it's like on Schitt's Creek, like there's the big moment when Patrick is singing "Simply the Best," and you're like, I know that fucking song, but he made it its own with the melody he used and everything else. But when he goes to the chorus, you're like, oh my god. Same with the Leah Rose cover of "Take On Me." It's like it's very slow, and you're like, I know that song, and then when it hits "Take On Me," you're just like, boom, heart explosion. It's really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. I need to go back and watch the elimination with the soundtrack because I thought this elimination was a little dull. There wasn't a whole lot visually dynamic happening on the screen.
Yeah, the music
that music would have really killed it.
Yeah.
And it's MTV. There should be killer music throughout. Your fucking music television. So.
Are they music television?
Wow.
All right. So walking back into the house, and then we have the declaration by Corey. He has to steal a skull. He has to. You know what he could have done? He could have just gotten one before you had to steal one.
He could have. This episode opens with Corey, and it also, very near the end, there's a very poignant Corey moment. I think something big's going to happen with Corey soon. We're getting a lot of him edited in at key moments, whether it's here getting the driving narrative, which usually foreshadows some of what's to come, is Corey getting ready to steal a skull. And then at the very end with Anissa saying, Corey's either getting you pregnant or making you get eliminated if you're his partner.
I think his airtime is increased in conjunction with the airing of Teen Mom.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that was happening. That could be it.
I think that potentially. I mean, we might be vastly smarter than the people in programming, and they're just like, no, happy coincidence. Did not fucking think of that whatsoever.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna throw out a prediction because I saw a few people commenting that I'm spoiled because last week I was saying Casey has a gold skull, and everyone was like, "Fucking Zack's friends with Casey. He's spoiled. He just told us." I didn't. I wasn't. Sorry if you thought that. But here's my prediction for next week. Corey is going to think it's a guy's elimination. He's going to ask to get voted in to get his skull. He's going to go down there, and it's going to be a girl's elimination, and he doesn't get a chance to get his skull.
And he's going to cost someone yet again.
Someone else as a partner. Yep.
Yeah. So there you go. And as far as the Casey situation, I introduced you to Casey at Hearts Reality. I had met Casey the previous year. We had met briefly. She was overly nice, like one of the few people from that season that went out of their way to meet people the previous year. Because I will say this at Hearts Reality, when your show just finishes airing, there's the likelihood of the majority of your cast getting together. This is the first time you've seen each other since Inside the House or whatever the wrap party was. So I understand, you wanting to catch up but some people over isolate to the point that I think they're kind of assholes. I mean, there were several survivors. I'm not pointing any fingers, Ghost Island.
Reality TV folks being assholes? No.
Yeah. So, but Casey was nice when I met her. And then, the follow-up, a scaled down version of Hearts Reality this year, Casey comes up to me and I'm just like, holy shit. I'm just like, hey, we're going to cover the challenge. She's like, I'm on. I'm like, really? You can be? And she's like, yes, absolutely. And such a sweetheart. You met her. You were with me. I introduced her. We talked for, probably close to an hour beyond night. And we preface the conversation. It's just like, hey, Casey, she's like, Jonny. I'm like, okay, you remember my name. This is Zack. Before you say another word, we don't know anything about the season. We don't want to know anything about the season. It goes so far as I was going to cover the challenge last season. And the person that I asked to cover the challenge with me, I was just like, hey, I'm spoiler free. I want to remain spoiler free. It ruins the show for me. I feel it ruins the podcast. Would you be interested in doing this show with me? And she goes, yes, I would, but I think it's BS that so-and-so and so-and-so won. And I'm just like, never mind. Like, there was no coverage because of that. That's how animated.
No fun to podcast about it. It's way more fun to make bold predictions and be wrong all the time.
Yeah, this show is horrible. If Jonny Fairplay's smart, no one's listening to this podcast.
No, of course.
And it doesn't help you being smart and me being an idiot. Just two idiots makes a great podcast.
Yeah, and if you think I'm spoiled and I remember specific details of what order people get gold skulls in, you do not know me at all.
Yes, I can attest to your alcohol content at the time of you not remembering the order of the steps home, much like.
Fair enough.
Yes. There was a golf cart involved, Zack. You may not know this.
Oh, I love the golf cart guy. Yes.
Yeah. So he was on retainer. So we then see Amber M coming back to the room in which she's sharing bunks or whatever, and I don't know if she was in this room or just asked to be allowed in this room, but she asked if she can still hang based on, the results of the crater and the jeopardy that everyone was involved in and everything else. And she immediately gets a reply from Devin saying, of course. And it's like, rewind 4 episodes to Devin with the broken cigarette saying, leave the room.
Yeah. No, things are all different now that Devin's with Gabby and he's coming after Big Brother. It's like a enemy of my enemy. So if Amber M's going at Amber B, Devin's loving her. How
awesome. I mean, once again, my Devin love will not end. I like he could kick puppies on this season. And I'm like, was it an ugly dog? Did it have ticks? You're potentially saving someone from Rocky Mountain Fever.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is good adaptability on his part. There's a lot of stuff he does I don't like, but this is a really good move that he can set those feelings aside that he's apparently doesn't like Amber M and is going to work with her. So,
yeah. So, well, Amber M has figured out Amber B, and by doing so, she's narrowed it down to the fact that she doesn't care for fake bitches.
Yeah, wow, that was on the nose, right? I don't like fake bitches, and I've decided you fall into that category.
Yeah, and going into this episode, I was not a big fan of Amber M, and I was a huge fan of Amber B, and I don't necessarily love Amber M at this point, but I think I like her a lot more. And I like Amber B a lot less after this episode.
Yeah, no, I definitely feel like Amber M, I see what she's bringing to the table now. She's scrappy. She's bringing that real drama to the table. Amber B, I think I like more as a person after this episode, but maybe less as a television character. This is really the first time we've seen Amber B as someone who's getting a lot of airtime and is carrying some of the narrative. And boy, she's just so zen. She sits there and is so calm and collected. How did she ever get cast on reality TV other than being breathtakingly gorgeous?
I think it's breathtakingly gorgeous, and the buck stops there. I'm gonna when we get to the club scene, I think it's very telling of Amber B's gameplay and maybe mental constitution.
Yeah, I think so. I really like her as a person. I think she seems really nice and cool.
Oh, absolutely.
But man, I don't know about this.
Yeah, Hearts of Reality 2021, like I'm hurdling people to get to Amber B. So, but as far as gameplay, as I said, I think her stock dropped considerably this episode for me personally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And also in this conversation, we have, Marie's not with us, but I want to keep her spirit alive. We have the corniest moment of the week. So Amber M, you're corny. Get out of here with the Amber backstabber confessional.
Yeah,
I hated it.
Yeah, some people think they're funny, and if no one's told you you're funny or not funny, like use that information wisely. I don't think anyone's ever told Amber M, they're like, "Oh my God, you're so funny," ever. So the fact that, I mean, she's been on this earth for, 20 plus years, she's drinking alcohol, so she's probably at least 21. And if no one's told her that in 21 years, then you're not funny.
No.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's totally fine. You're bringing other stuff to the table, like calling people bitches to their face.
I mean, you're feisty. Like feisty counts twice as much as, I feel that I'm funny enough for most people in the room that you don't have to be funny. Just sit back and enjoy the ride. So, yeah, Amber backstabber. It's like, just groan, just flat out groan. Hey, swing and a miss.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
All right. So next we have Killer Cam explaining to all of us at home. She's after Teresa. Make no bones about it. Toxic T is in her crosshairs. She doesn't forgive. She doesn't forget. She just comes at, bitch, you thought you were going to get me out. You didn't. I mean, at the same time, it's like, Killer Cam, you got your skull. No one's coming after your skull. Like, yeah. I mean, I feel like there should be a part of Cam going, you know what? Thanks, bitch.
Yeah, I feel like Cam has a bit of tunnel vision here. Does she really not want to run a final against Teresa?
Apparently not. And I mean, and I see, you can see the physicality. I think Teresa brings a lot to the table as far as remaining characters on this season from the beginning of the episode till right before the end of the episode. I think Teresa's probably, for me personally, easily top 4, probably top 2 characters of the season.
Yeah, I was surprised to see her back after quite a long gap, and she brought a lot to this season. She was one of the most interesting characters, and
she was a heel. She was a villain. She relished in the role, and she had her own code. I mean, spoiler alert for the end. She says, her kids can watch this with pride. And, a lot of people, when they go back and watch Survivor Pearl Islands or even think back to Survivor Pearl Islands, they're just like, oh, you must be embarrassed of how, I'm just like, no, I'm beyond proud. And, and one of my daughters, I have 2 daughters, one's 13, one's 3. The 3-year-old has not watched any of my Survivor content. But my 13-year-old has, and she was just like, Dad, you're the good guy. So,
well, you have definitely skewed her morality, I guess.
Well, I mean,
that's okay. You're a good kid, anyways.
Yeah. So, but I think with Teresa, I think Teresa had her own constitution, and she had her own code that she could live with. And I think that's the key for any great villain. I mean, think about the Avengers, the Infinity Wars and Endgame. Thanos wants to destroy half the universe's population. but he sees it as doing good because there's people starving, there's overcrowding, and he sees it as he sees himself as the hero here. And I think, despite, Teresa, being this evil person, she's like, hey, I'm winning I came back from all these years. That's heroic. I am playing a game for me. I'm thinking about my family. I'm thinking about my daughters, revisiting the word tunnel vision for her. She doesn't see herself as a villain. And if she does see herself as a villain, she goes, I can live with that because I'm proud of the way I played. I didn't fuck people over. No one was killed by what I did in this game. No one was maliciously wounded. It's a game for $1 million. What do they play for?
Yeah, $1 million.
$1 million. Okay, it's a game for $1 million. She's whatever she's doing within the confines of the rules of the game. It's okay.
Yes, and she's a villain who we see in the next scene talking about having postpartum depression, which is such a cool, real moment on this show. I love the challenge for these moments I've never heard anyone talk about postpartum depression on a reality TV show before, but I've had so many friends go through this, and this was such a cool moment to have Teresa be able to talk about that. So she's a villain who's endearingly talking about her own struggles with postpartum depression. Like, what a complex, amazing character. And I think this gets at something that I've really loved about this season, and I love about the challenge in general. I heard good friend of the show, Lex Vandenberg, talking on T-Bird's podcast the other day about how the challenge feels like old school reality TV because they still value loyalty and integrity, and these things are still talked about as being important. Not only that, the show is putting in some very real character moments, and I think that Teresa is such a good example of both of those things. It's old school reality TV in that we're seeing these character moments, and also in that she's like being vilified for like playing any sort of strategic game at all. She's all of a sudden the villain.
Yeah. So, and I think this is also the benefit of a 90-minute show versus a 60-minute show.
Oh yeah.
So you're not, this moment right here, they don't have time for that on a 60-minute episode of Survivor.
Completely
because
agree.
You have to go over something, under something, and do a puzzle every episode.
Twice.
Lord and yes. So yeah, I loved it. I thought it was really cool. It looks as though Corey is he's understanding his partner a little more. He sympathizes with Teresa, and he's like, maybe I got this girl all wrong. At the end of the episode, we see him saying contradictory statements, but I think that latter confessional falls victim to filming after the fact. It's real easy to say, she sucked and she was evil and I didn't want her, blah, 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 after she's out.
Oh yeah.
So that's, I think it was a little bit of revisionist history because I think that was a real moment with the two of them.
No, I completely agree. And we've talked about the way these confessionals are scheduled with the challenge. This could have been like a really long time removed from the actual events.
Yeah. All right. Next we have Casey talking to Amber B. Sometimes you got to make uncomfortable decisions, girl. And I think she's just, showing Casey her options in that, yes, you're a newbie. Yes, you're a rookie. Yes, you have this rookie alliance. Yes, you've made this friendship of rookies and they're closer to what you are versus what else that you have. However, this other option that you have is a better, stronger option. You don't see rookies on the end of the show.
No, and Casey and Amber's ultimate decision with all this last week and this week is 100% right, correct? You stick with Big Brother, you burn the rookies, you just have to.
Yeah. So because the rookies, I think the rookies have potential if they go on a, but if it's cut off, then the vets have the experience that they know how to take over the game whenever that opening arises. And if they take over the game at the beginning, they maintain control.
Mm-hmm.
So we did see little glimmers of hope for the rookies along the way, but not a lot. And the vets are quickly there to shut that door.
Yeah, I think Amber B's making all the right strategic decisions with her strategy game. I think she has some issues with her social game. I don't understand, as I didn't with Jay earlier, lying to people's face when they're going to find out the truth almost immediately thereafter.
Yeah.
Just just have the hard conversation. Hard conversations suck, but you have to have them in a game like this. And people are not going to hold it against you if they're your friend and appreciate it. Oh, man.
Do we get a ring there?
Yeah. Got some rings going off here. At that, we're at the daily mission, and it was the one we were all waiting for. It's trivia, TJ's trivia. This is my favorite thing every season when we get to see it. But this is a special trivia because the Burger King is here, and the Burger King is chipping in $5K and a special reward to be revealed later.
Yes, I love this. I mean, I understand why it's TJ's favorite mission, and it was mine. Did you see yourself? So when the questions are being asked, were you answering on your own, and how well were you doing?
Oh yeah, this is my favorite reason why I love trivia. It's so fun to play along at home.
Yeah.
Underreported fact: Jonny Fairplay runs a very successful trivia team, Quiztina Aguilera. I have pinch hit a couple times on the team, and we've won. So yeah, big trivia fans over here. I was doing okay.
Yeah. I had a streak. I got them all until I think Lolo's.
Mm-hmm.
I think I got that one wrong. And then I got the majority of the others. So I do think that TJ has a cadence to the way he asks a question, whether it's true or false, that I think you can really decipher if you're paying attention.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a teacher. I write questions a lot. Particularly true and false questions. And some of these were very poorly structured that I could have told you just by the way it's written okay, a woman was first elected to Congress before women were granted the right to vote. Obviously true. Why else would you be asking that question?
Yeah.
Like it's how you get that wrong. You're an idiot.
Yeah. So that's where I'm at. I did not know that TJ stood for Thomas Jefferson. and if he had said that, I would have said false.
Yeah, definitely would have said false to that.
So Thomas James, well, you know what? I think I would have got it right because I think the question was, does it stand for Thomas James? And I would have said, nah, it's got to be something cooler than that. Thomas James isn't that cool a name. This guy, like his parents had to know at birth that this was like one of the coolest motherfuckers on the planet, right?
Yeah, he just comes out with that cheese and grin like he always has. Yeah.
Perfect. So, but I think I would have got that. If he had said Thomas Jefferson, I would. Well, I don't know. I mean, because that's the coolest fuck name. It's just like, man, this dude's cool as fuck. So maybe, but Thomas James, never. So TJ laughing during this was one of the realest moments that you'll see with host and competitor interaction in all of reality television. I mean, he's so all in, and it's infectious. It's so awesome to see his I don't think it's I think it's part his love of their misery, but it's also his love of them. I mean, he's loving just watching their raw emotion, good, bad, or indifferent. I think he really cares for the competitors, and I think this is a fun challenge, and he enjoys every second of it.
Yeah, I mean, there are so many hosts of reality shows that if you ask the contestants what they think of the host, you'll get a politically correct answer. After a couple beers, you'll get a very different answer. I have never heard anything but love for TJ Lavin from anyone who's been on the challenge. He's very beloved, and you can see it. He's having so much fun. He loves these people. He loves their experience. It's great.
And it's obvious when you watch, but I mean, we've had the opportunity to have a few of the competitors from the challenge, on the podcast with, and it's just like, hey, and you can tell like within seconds, it's just like, oh my God, he's the greatest guy on the planet. Like there's no one cooler than him. And it's just like, wow. I mean, like, it's not, oh my God, if he happens to hear this or see this, it's so genuine. And I think it comes across on screen as that genuine.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, looking at these questions, it was so funny to me as it got more physically demanding. They started being so much more careless with their answers. Like, I don't actually believe that Lolo thinks DC is a state. And I don't actually think that Casey believes wolves are vegetarian.
Yeah, I did like the holy shit that followed that.
Like, that was no way Casey believes that, right?
We'll find out.
Oh, that's
So,
awesome.
I did like Kyle screaming.
Yes.
I think there was real fear that could not be succumbed
Yeah,
by bravado or whatever false courage he was trying to project. I think those were legit screams.
oh yeah, I love the people who held on for dear life as though they thought they would actually be able to do that for very long.
Yeah, right. It's just like, I'm just gonna hang and maybe something magic, like a magic carpet is gonna go underneath my feet and then take me to shore. If I hang long enough.
Yep.
And click my heels together.
Darrell wins that first heat. Impressive episode for Darrell.
Yeah. Did you know that the unicorn was the animal of Scotland?
I did, and the dragon is for Wales.
Oh, okay. I did not know those.
Yeah,
I will now.
That was maybe the only one I actually knew. Like, if you would have asked me, like, straight up, what is the national animal of Scotland, I would have been that. But the other ones I could just basically tell because the way the questions were worded.
Okay. Very, very excited for a Darrell win. We've been wanting him to get a little more airtime. He's been sneaking in a confessional almost every daily. And so we got it today, and then that continued on, which was nice.
Oh, yeah.
So first up in our second heat, we have Big T. She is none too happy to be up there. Like this was not the love. I mean, like, I didn't like there's with the one when she's hanging, there was a lovability to her in which you're like, oh, like, like you see she's fighting with everything she had.
Mm-hmm.
On this one, it's just like you see that she wants this motherfucker to be done with immediately.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like, come on, girl. It's just like, oh, get her off there.
I'm hoping we have more Big T and heights challenges throughout the season. They're delightful.
Okay, fair enough. So, and then we have Teresa ass over tea kettle.
Oh yeah, that was my kind of just running through the highlights of this round. That fall and watching TJ laugh at her is the highlight of TJ absolutely geeking during the trivia.
It was a tough fall. I mean, like that's the one you don't like when you're up there and there the fear sets in. You're like, what's worst case scenario? That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That fall is worst case scenario.
Yeah, I was thinking of Chicken George doing belly flops in the Big Brother pool. That's not what you want at all. It looked painful.
Yeah. So let's see. We learned that Nam is actually smart. Lolo tells us this, but if Lolo and Nam had actually communicated throughout the season, she might have known that because I knew that.
Yeah, I think this is a smoking gun with Lolo doesn't pay attention to Nam very much, despite what she's telling us. Because, yeah, the guy's obviously very intelligent when he talks in the confessionals. So,
So yeah, this should like she's like, oh, like I was so worried because I knew I had to carry the team. I'm just like, no one was betting on you.
I will say she did surprisingly well. Like I guess I wouldn't have foreseen the best placement we're going to get from Lolo and Nam is in the mental competition. That was not what I was expecting.
Well, Lolo is worldly. Think about it. I mean, she's been everywhere in athletic competitions, and you have to pick up something along the way.
You're right. That makes a lot of sense.
So, just look out the window when you're in a car.
As opposed to Kyle, who just goes where the challenge sends him every other month. So.
Apparently. So, there is a difference. Oh, I mean, you sound smarter with that accent. I think, I think some people hide behind that facade. I'm lucky in that I grew up in the South, and even though 7 years of Latin as camouflage a lot of it, there's a hint of a Southern drawl, and I think in a lot of instances that the Southern accent is confused with ignorance, and I love to take advantage of people that feel that way and sleep on the brains that are hidden behind that my incorrect pronunciation of many words.
No, that's good. You got to play on that and the trustworthiness that you get from Southerners. I guess if people hear your name, they're throwing that out the window. But
Fairplay. I mean, geez, I call it right down the middle. Gee. So Yeah, so it comes down to Darrell and Amber B are our double agents for the week.
Yeah, that is correct. Nam ends up pulling out the win on that round, but it's not good enough to beat Darrell. And the big reveal we get, okay, being the double agents, that's cool. But you know what's cooler when you're a 100-pound supermodel? Unlimited Whoppers for life. What?
Well, I will say this. I did John Daly's celebrity tournament in Murder Rock at Murder Rock Golf Course in Branson, Missouri, and Hooters was the sponsor. And we all got cards that say, even though I make the big bucks, I'm sticking Hooters with 100% of the bill. And I think I had that card for 2 years, and it was everything's comped. At the very bottom in really small print, it said alcohol not included. But when I would show the card, I'd put my thumb over that.
Perfect.
And I remember Times Square. There's a Times Square Hooters that had like king crab legs instead of regular crab legs.
Oh, okay.
And I invited I did New York Comic-Con, which is like the East Coast version of Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con. Mm-hmm. And we did New York and I brought like John Schneider and all these celebrities. And I think our bill was like $2,500. And then I popped out the card.
And then you got it revoked?
No.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, no, they want the gimmick. They want you to we were encouraged. It came with a letter. We were encouraged to buy like a round of appetizers for like people at the bar and stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, it's just a promotional tool for them. Yeah.
That's sweet. How many Whoppers do you think Amber B will eat with her lifetime subscription?
6.
6?
Yeah, I will say as much as I think I use mine pretty good, and if I was, and I think I was number 2 of all time using that card.
Yeah.
Gravedigger James from Survivor, he was there, and that card was the final straw in his decision to buy a Winnebago, move to Malibu, set up his Winnebago, and live permanently, and he would walk to the Santa Monica Promenade every day to Hooters.
So he just saw this as a you never have to pay for food ever again pass.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
And he used it.
Legend.
Yes. So that was strong. I mean, as I said, I did some fucking damage. I mean, I did a lot of damage, but number 1 was Gravedigger James.
Yeah, I mean, Hooters is so much better to have the unlimited pass for than Burger King. I mean, this had to be one of the most half-assed sell the sponsor confessionals when Darrell's like, yeah, I could take my kid to Burger King. Sweet.
No, we're going to Hawaii. It's gonna be awesome. And in Hawaii, we're going to Burger King.
Yeah. Like to get him amped up to talk about Burger King, they had to talk about something else. So the Hawaii deal came in there.
Would you like a lifetime Whopper card?
I don't know if I've ever eaten a Whopper.
They're good.
Okay.
Yeah, Whopper cheese, no onion.
Broiled sounds good. Yeah, I don't eat a lot of red meat, so
yeah, Whopper cheese, no onion. That's their fries suck. So Burger King, if you're looking to sponsor the show, I mean, I probably just buried us right there. But yeah, their fries used to be awesome. I mean, like their fries were maybe better than McDonald's. I love their fries. And then they did this new recipe, and now they're the worst fries of anyone on the planet.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Well, bad news.
And this was, 35 years ago. So.
If Darrell and his kid get a time machine, they're going to have some sweet fries.
Oh, there you go.
Otherwise, I don't know if it's happening. But with that, let's talk about some healthy food instead. And we'll be right back after a quick break to talk about the elimination.
Now that the holidays are over, it's all too common to set health goals that never actually stick. New Year's resolutions of the past, we're looking at you. And when it comes to eating better and consuming less sugar, let's be honest, most healthy snacks don't taste very good. They don't fill you up, and they certainly don't satisfy your cravings. This episode is sponsored by Monk Pack, who make snacks that taste like our favorite sugary treats, but with 1 gram of sugar or less.
Monk Pack Keto Granola Bars contain just 1 gram of sugar, 2 grams of net carbs, and they're only 140 calories.
They're great for anyone following a keto lifestyle, but also the perfect snack for anyone who is trying to eat better or cut back on sugar and carbs without sacrificing taste.
Yeah, I am a huge fan of these bars. I start my morning off with one every day. I mean, I can get lazy. I like to set some health goals for myself. That's my big focus in 2021. I'm watching shows like The Challenge, and I want to be a beast like CT. I need these Monk bars to start my day because they give me the energy and the power to push through some tough workouts, and I'm a huge fan.
I think CT could have used the Monk Pack keto granola bars. I mean, they have soft and chewy texture. They come in delicious flavors like coconut, cocoa chip, maple pecan, and my favorite, peanut butter.
Ooh, they're so good, and they're perfect for a quick breakfast, a snack between Zoom calls, or a late night treat that you don't have to feel guilty about. In addition to being keto friendly, the bars are also gluten-free, grain-free, plant-based, and non-GMO with no soy, trans fats, sugar, alcohols, or artificial colors.
Hey, they taste incredible, and you can't beat the low sugar nutrition or taste that they provide. And by shopping online, you can avoid another trip to the grocery store by getting Monk Pack delivered right to your door.
Try it for yourself and you'll see. And we have a special deal for our listeners. Get 20% off your first purchase of any Monk Pack product by visiting monkpack.com and entering our code SURVIVOR at checkout.
Yeah, and Monk Pack is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll exchange the product or refund your money, whichever you prefer. So to get started, just go to monkpack.com. That's MUNKPACK.com and select any product and then use promo code SURVIVOR. They love it when we do that at checkout for 20% off your purchase.
Monk Pack, delicious, nutritious foods you can count on, and we thank them for sponsoring Reality NSFW.
Listen up, fellas. 2020 sucked. It's the new year, which means new balls with our sponsor, Manscaped. Manscaped is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming, offering precision-engineered tools for your family jewels and helping 2 million men all over the world get rid of the hair on their balls. If you let yourself go in 2020 while in quarantine, well, Manscaped is here for you to reboot and stay clean and shaved in 2021.
2021, I'm showing off my freshly trimmed balls, my freshly trimmed shaft, and of course, my beautiful butthole, thanks to Manscaped.
Manscaped is here to give you a fresh start in 2021 with their Perfect Package 3.0 that has all the right tools for the job. Come out of quarantine with clean balls thanks to the Lawnmower 3.0. This waterproof and skin-safe trimmer will reduce nicks to your two best friends. The third generation trimmer even has a light to give you the glow up you need in 2021. It's also time to freshen up down there this new year. The Crop Preserver is an anti-chafing ball deodorant and moisturizer. You already put deodorant on your armpits. Why are you not putting deodorant on the smelliest part of your body? And for on-the-go freshness, you'll love the Crop Preserver Ball Toner Spray. 2020 was awful, so make sure your boys are refreshed and ready for new beginnings in 2021.
Manscaped even threw in their shed travel bag to keep all your goodies stored comfortably. Zack, did you notice we were at Hearts Reality a couple weeks ago? What's there on the bathroom counter? My Manscaped shed travel bag, of course.
The only way to travel.
The only way. And speaking of comfort, the Manscaped anti-chafing boxer briefs are also included and are hands down the best underwear that you'll ever wear. But when you take them off, clean balls. It's great. A guy with hairy balls is like the year 2020. Don't be that guy.
Get 20% off and free shipping with the code SURVIVOR at manscaped.com. Your balls will thank you.
That's 20% off and free shipping with the promo code SURVIVOR at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com. Use promo code SURVIVOR. Happy New Year to your balls.
And we are back, and the challengers are headed back into the household, and we get a little bit of discussion about Cam continuing to brand Teresa as toxic T and really gunning for her. We get Amber B contemplating if she's going to try to go in and get her skull. And then we're very quickly to the club. Not a whole lot of setup about what's going to go down here. And I think that's going to come through on the deliberation because it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, well, first of all, we have Darrell informing us that he's letting Amber B call the shots this week.
Mm-hmm.
And I was hoping we get a little more Darrell inputting his ways into the game, and we saw zero of that. And I understand it's a girls' elimination, but I I mean, you saw his frustration. So maybe a little more vocal Darrell could have been fun. So, but no, this was the beginning of the end for what I was thinking of Amber B's gameplay. You know, she's called out Gabby, shots fired. You know, she has a hit list. It's Gabby. Amber M is soon to follow. She's going for the kill shot. It's a done deal. Nothing's changing her mind. She knows how to play this game. A 1-minute conversation with Nany going, "Hey, shut up. Listen. The only people that can eliminate Teresa is Casey or Lolo. That's it." A minute later, runs to get, "We're best friends." Like, what I didn't mean, like, you meant everything you said a minute before that conversation.
Yeah, Nany's not wrong. This is really good advice. I 100% agree with the advice Nany's giving her.
I do too,
yeah,
but
what is Amber doing? This is, yeah. It's the same thing as lying to someone when they're going to immediately find out the truth. Don't call someone out and get into an argument like that if you're potentially going to try to squash it a few minutes later. It's just inconsistent gameplay.
Yeah.
That makes it really hard to trust her, really hard to work with her. My question for you is, yeah, Darrell is letting Amber call the shots. Darrell's pretty upset with Amber. Do you think Darrell wants to run a final with Amber B?
I don't think so.
I can't imagine. There's some really strong female competitors out there. And I would have to think, if I'm Darrell, I'm going to try to swap partners towards the end for, like, you know, a Casey or a Lolo or something.
Sure. So, but no, I mean, I've never, like, I thought it showed a weak mental foundation strategically.
Yeah.
To be able to be, as I said, the argument was sound and correct. However, if you feel that strongly negatively against Amber M and Gabby, a 1-minute conversation shouldn't change your mind. It's just like, I don't care.
Yeah, no, it's, again, I think what I was saying, that Amber B is like a good person, and I think she wants to squash the beef and feel better about it. And I think this is an opportunity to. She's now been given, like, no, Teresa's the enemy of the house. You can be cool with Gabby again.
But I don't think she was looking to eventually squash the beef.
You don't think so?
No. I think her hand was forced when she listened to and agreed to Nany's plan. She was like, "Oh, I don't have a choice. I have to," and she backpedaled and backtracked on everything she said, and essentially lied, because I think she believed and meant everything she said.
So for you, this is more of a strategic move than it is a social game move.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I was viewing it the other way, but I can totally see where you're coming from. I think strategically it's way better to be like, I'm going after Teresa, but also still fuck you. My clear enemy is these two, number one. So then everyone else who doesn't like those people are on your side. I think it's better to have clear loyalties and alliances than where Amber B's at now, which is murky. I don't think anyone knows where she stands.
Yeah, no, I think this was the beginning of the end for her gameplay.
Yeah.
So I didn't like it. So, but I did like the fact that Gabby didn't believe Amber B, but she doesn't mind pretending that they're back together and being cool with one another. So I think of everything that happened here, and my disappointment in Amber B's gameplay. As I said, smart move, but it was just ugh. I like Gabby seeing through it.
Mm-hmm. Gabby's had a good read on people, even though I saw a clip of her making out with Fessy quite a bit later on. But that's okay. Won't hold it against her yet. We'll wait for that episode to air.
I've dated some trophies in my day.
Okay.
I get it.
Yeah.
Not every trophy. I'm Gabby. You're good. You're good. I can be your next trophy.
Yeah. When I think of Fessy, Jonny, Fairplay, there's not a lot of differences there.
Once again, you in the Twitter universe.
No, we hear from Casey. She's ready to face anyone. Teresa's discussed. And then we head to that deliberation that I mentioned. And this is a weird deliberation because there isn't one. They're just
complete silence, followed by Teresa asking Nany, and then more silence. I loved it. We did get a commercial for Temptation Island 3 coming to the network, the USA Network soon. I'm thinking Temptation Island 3 coverage, Zach. I don't know about you.
This is the first time hearing of it, so
yeah. I watched season 1. I thought it was the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. Season 2, I don't know why I didn't watch. I'll probably go back and binge it. But season 1 was so great because like you go as a couple and then you test the relationship and you know, it's just, you know, like if you're guys, just girls want to have sex with you. And if you're a girl, it's just guys want to have sex with you. And so this one guy, like, you know, he meets this much hotter, much smarter, much more fun girl. And I mean, they're just having nonstop sex the entire time. So at the end, you know, they you know, you meet up with the person you came with, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm out. I got another." And she's like, "It's okay. I don't care if you cheated. I like let's just stay together." And he's like, "No. I'm done." Like she's much better, and she goes, "Look, I understand. I forgive you. It's fine. Let's just here tell her bye. Let's go." He's like, no. She's great. You suck. And she's like,
my God,
stop it.
this is the show. This is from a long time ago.
No. Well, they just brought Temptation Island back. It was a reboot.
So I watched the original version way back in the day.
Yeah, I did too.
Okay. So this is a new show, 3rd season of the new show.
Yeah. And Mark S. Wahlberg is the host.
Yeah. The other Mark.
And I mean, we're there's a good 20 minutes of material just shitting on him every episode.
That's fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm stoked. Temptation Island 3 coming soon to the USA Network. Not a time given, but I'm excited. So Teresa cutting her best heel promo of the entire season. She wants their money and wants to keep them broke.
I loved that quote. So good.
There's like I'm sitting there, I'm just like, is she my favorite? Like, as much as I love Devin, is she my favorite person in this house?
Yeah, I was having like Tyson Apostle vibes from Survivor when he's like, I just like watching people's dreams fade away in their eyes, knowing that I did it. It's such a good line. Like it's right there with I just want to take their money
and keep them broke. I mean, because like I think that's very telling of what she thinks of everyone else that show up for the challenge versus her perfect life.
Hey, it's a good thing Wes isn't there because he's loaded.
He is. He'll explain it to you. Just ask him. Let's see. We next discover that Lolo's weakness is she doesn't want to talk.
Yeah, when Lolo opens her mouth, all of her weaknesses are exposed. That is fair.
Yeah. I don't like Silent Darrell. I've decided that. Not good TV. Very chatty Darrell is great. As I said, Darrell can narrate the whole episode, I'd be fine. I mean, he's gonna say something funny. Yeah,
I'm surprised that Amber B didn't pick up on this more. It's like when your parents very disappointed in you and just like not saying anything, and like he seems so disappointed in her. She's just sitting there being very measured. Like, oh, I'll just see what it is when we get there. You knew she wasn't going to do it no matter what.
Oh yeah, it did. Like as soon as she gave the follow-up statement, he's like, huh?
Yeah. Also, good call though, Amber B. You would have lost to Teresa in this.
Yes. But she could have got the house to vote for Amber M, no problem.
No, Amber M was the rogue agent.
Oh, that's right. She could be Gabby.
Gabby's got some strong legs. It'd be interesting to see. I think it's a close fight, but I think Amber B is waiting for something that's either endurance or puzzly.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. All right. Corey and Teresa are the compromise agents, and we see the Casey and Leroy get the call. TJ with another head fake.
TJ.
These are the best.
Yeah, I can't wait till one of these is actually a twist, like when he actually fucks them over. Because so far, there's been a lot of teases of I could do this to you if I wanted, but so far he hasn't.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you do the head fake enough, when you make the move, it works.
Yeah, I can't wait. It's going to be so good.
Yeah. So our challenge is Snapping Point once again. The Leah Rose cover of Take on Me really carried it, and it was not. no one's beating Casey in anything resembling a crater challenge like this.
No, Teresa's a badass, and Casey, like, I bet this was less of a fight than they even tried to sell it on the show.
Yeah. So no, it was incredible. And when we hear from Teresa afterwards, once again, that complex character that makes her what I consider great television. I understand, people not liking her. I mean, she's very good at what she does. So, but she said her kids would be so proud of their mom, and just know that you can't quit. So
yeah, she brought gameplay, and as much as Devin wants to say it's only the big brothers who are scheming and plotting, no, Teresa, you schemed, you plotted, maybe a little too much, but it was really fun to watch, and you had a great season. I hope you come back.
Yeah. Well, supposedly she officially retired.
Well, a lot of people will retire.
You know how many times Hulk Hogan retired?
No.
A lot. You know how many times Ric Flair retired?
A lot.
More than Hulk Hogan.
Well, Casey wins, and she decides to stick with Leroy. Are you surprised she didn't go with Fessy or Josh?
Yes, but I'm glad.
Mm-hmm.
So I think his cheerleading on the side, if she was on the bubble, his support during that challenge, I think really brought the emotional bond between the two of them even closer and stronger together.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if I had Leroy as my cheerleader for anything, I don't think there's anything I couldn't do.
Yeah, Leroy's an awesome partner. He's so supportive. Not only that, I think it's a good strategy move for if the Big Brother Alliance is going to hold strong, keep them all on separate duos.
Yeah.
Like there's no strategic benefit of you and your ally being a duo together, but there is, you can pull each other's partners in and try to work together. So yeah, I think it's smart to stay separate for now. But if you really want to consolidate your alliance, like very much in the late stages of the game, I think that's smart too.
Yeah. And I mean, we get a trailer for essentially the second half of the season,
and it looks so good.
And holy moly, I could not be any more excited.
Yeah, I can't wait for so much shit I saw, and it immediately went out the other side of my brain as I was watching it because it was so much all at once. But the second half of the season is going to be epic. I think the season started super strong. I feel like it's kind of evened out here, and I can't wait to see where we go.
Me neither. And guys, thank you for your patience. Sorry for a delay. We'll be back at our normal time, Thursday nights, 10 p.m. If you're looking for a podcast app to enjoy our show, go to Good Pods, download the app, and search me at Jonny Fairplay, and search what's your handle on Good Pods?
I got at Zack Hacker. I never have gotten at Zack Hacker, so boom.
Boom. Well, follow us both, and it's a really cool. It's basically Twitter for podcasts. It's really cool. Just amazing. Discovered it and this week, and I love it. So check that out. Download the Good Pods app and search out at Jonny Fairplay and at Zack Hacker. And until next week, thank you so much, Zack. This was fun. I can't wait. The second half of the season is going to rule.
It is. See you later.
Lucy Nicotine is a company founded by Caltech scientists and former smokers looking for a better and cleaner nicotine alternative. Finally, tobacco alternatives that don't suck.
Researched and developed for 3 years to be made by people, not patients, Lucy's created a nicotine gum with 4 milligrams of nicotine that comes in 3 flavors: wintergreen, cinnamon, and pomegranate. Lucy also has a lozenge with 4 milligrams of nicotine in cherry ice flavor. Each and every flavor actually does taste great, and it's convenient and discreet. Products can be enjoyed anywhere, on flights, at work, on the go, even in the gym. I'm so excited that Lucy is sponsoring us because one of my best friends in the world, he's trying to quit smoking. His girlfriend's been getting on him for years. He's a big menthol smoker, and the wintergreen flavor is a really nice substitute for him that he absolutely loves. So this is the thing that you need to check out if you've been trying to kick your tobacco habits.
I have a family member that's tried the pomegranate, and they say it's one of the greatest tasting gums they've ever had. We're not talking nicotine gum. We're talking any gum. So if you've been discouraged by other nicotine gums, try the pomegranate. And also for the lozenge, the cherry ice is allegedly the best. And you know what? I believe them. But as far as enjoying anywhere, I heard at the gym, you get a little extra bump from the lozenge and from the gum.
Boom. It's 2020. Get rid of your cigarettes, unplug your vape, throw out your dip, and get some Lucy nicotine gum or lozenges. This is the real deal, and a subscription to Lucy comes directly to your door each month. It's so simple, you don't even have to leave your house because Lucy has delivery down.
Reality NSFW listeners, go to lucy.co and use promo code SURVIVOR to get 20% off all products, including gum and lozenges. That's Lucy, LUCY.co. That's right, CO, and use promo code SURVIVOR at checkout. Also, I have to give this disclaimer. Warning, this product contains nicotine derived from tobacco, and nicotine is an addictive chemical. So that's lucy.co, and be sure to use that promo code SURVIVOR, and we thank them for sponsoring the Reality NSFW podcast. This episode of Reality NSFW is sponsored by Bluechew. Say it with us, Bluechew. Bluechew is making waves and bringing more confidence to the bedroom by offering chewable tablets that can help men get stronger and longer lasting erections. That's right, we're giving away super hard dicks.
Bluechew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in chewable form and at a fraction of the cost. Bluechew's tablets help men achieve harder, stronger erections to combat all forms of ED.
Bluechew is an online prescription service, so no visits to the doctor offices, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in line at the pharmacy. And it ships right to your door in a discreet package. The process is simple. Sign up at bluechew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. And the best part, it's all done online.
Bluechew's licensed medical providers work with you to find the right ingredient and strength for your prescription. Don't like swallowing pills? No problem here. Bluechew's sildenafil and tadalafil tablets are chewable. Bluechew's tablets are made in the USA and they prepare and ship direct, so it's cheaper than a pharmacy.
Hey, if you're looking to give that immunity idol to someone, or you don't want to be voted out of a crater, don't worry, Bluechew's got you covered. So if you could benefit from extra confidence when it's time to perform, visit bluechew.com for more details and important safety information.
And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Bluechew free when you use promo code SURVIVOR at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's Bluechew, BLUECHEW.com, promo code SURVIVOR to receive your first month free. And we thank Bluechew for sponsoring the podcast.